Hello and welcome back to JD Science Prep. Today we are discussing force calculations using the formula F equals ma. I do have the formula right here. We can use, again, this F equals ma formula to calculate force, but we can also manipulate it to figure out our m or our a as well. So just quickly here, in this formula, the F will represent force, and that's going to be calculated in newtons. And m is going to represent mass in kilograms. And finally, a will represent acceleration in meters per second squared. So let's go through some examples. Let's put this formula to use. So number one, it says if an object has a mass of 15 kilograms and is accelerating at a rate of 3.81 meters per second squared, what is the force of the object? So first off, let's figure out exactly what we have here. So it looks like we have mass, so we can write down m is 15 kilograms, and we also have a in the question. So a is going to be 3.81 meters per second squared, and it looks like the question wants us to figure out the force of this object. So F is what we are figuring out. So again, let's take a look at the formula we can use. F equals ma. It doesn't look like we have to manipulate it at all since we are solving for F. So let's fill in exactly what we know. We know F equals m, which is 15 kilograms, and that's just going to be multiplied by our acceleration, which is 3.81 meters per second squared. Make sure to keep your units. And all we need to do now is calculate our values here, and we should get an answer. So let's do that quickly. And what you should find is your force is going to equal 57.15 newtons. And just quickly, we can put this into significant figures here. So it looks like we should keep probably 2, I would imagine. So let's round this down to just 57 newtons of force for this object. That should be our answer. Now, moving on to example number 2, it says, if an object has a force of 16 newtons and an acceleration of 4.1 meters per second squared, what is the mass of the object? So again, let's figure out what we have here. We have force given to us, and that's going to be 16 newtons. We also have acceleration, which is 4.1 meters per second squared. And it looks like we are figuring out the mass of the object. So we can just put m with an x. So our formula is F equals ma, but we do need to manipulate for m. So let's divide by a on the right side. And if we do that on the right side, we have to do that on the left side. So our final formula should be m equals F divided by a. So we have mass equals force divided by acceleration. So let's fill out exactly what we know here. We have m equals F, which is 16 newtons, divided by a, which is 4.1 meters per second squared. And if you throw that into your calculator, let's go 16 divided by 4.1, you should get 3.90, and that's in kilograms. And if we take sig figs into account, you should just keep 2, so we'll get 3.9 kilograms as our mass. So that is example 2. Let's move on to our last one here. It says, if an object has a mass of 37 kilograms and a force of 21 newtons, what is the acceleration of the object? So again, what do we know from this question? We will know our mass. So it has a mass of 37 kilograms, And we also know the force as 21 newtons, and we are looking for the acceleration on this one. So we have F equals ma, and this time we are solving for a, so let's divide by m on the right side and the left side, and we should get acceleration equals force divided by mass. Now let's plug in our values. So we have A equals our force, which is 21 newtons, over our mass, which is 37 kilograms. And if we type that into our calculator, we should come up with an answer of 0.568 meters per second squared. Let's take sig figs into account here, and we'll keep 2. We have 2 and 37 and 2 and 21. So let's round this up to 0.57 meters per second squared. Always make sure to keep those units, and that is it. So I hope this video has helped. Please like and subscribe.